Hello everyone, and welcome to Crypt of the Necrodancer. A game, I don't know, it's a couple years old maybe, I think? Maybe just less than 2? Something around there anyway. And I played this game quite a bit a few months ago. I've been sort of on a break playing other stuff. But when I started playing it, I tried to record it and I just couldn't do it. I tried to record my first ever game, in fact, and it's really hard to keep the audio. So I didn't, and then I played a bunch, and now I'm going to give it another try. Why is that? What's this game all about? It is a roguelike game. You move around on a grid, you kill monsters, you get equipment, all this great stuff. You try to get to the big treasure at the bottom. But what makes this game novel is that it is played to a beat. So it is a rhythm roguelike of a sort. In fact, so here in the lobby, you don't have to do that. I can move around as much as I want. But let's, I don't know, let's practice against a Minotaur or something. That Minotaur would be here. There we go. Sure. So there's this beat at the bottom of the screen that you can see. And hopefully you can also hear in the music. And you have that long to move, and you can't move more often than that. All the monsters move exactly when you do, or if you skip a turn by not moving, they get to move anyway. And so, much more than other roguelikes, you don't... I find it an interesting change from playing like Dungeon Crawl, because all the decisions you have to make in this game are much simpler than they are in Dungeon Crawl, but you have to make them much, much faster. This is the tutorial. We're just playing around with one of the mini bosses. You can dance around him pretty much indefinitely if you're any good at all. And so all of the monsters have pretty predictable movement patterns that you can use to predict what they're doing if you can figure it out fast enough to make a move. And they're all quite simple, so like in general you can figure that out fast enough. But if there's enough enemies around, the puzzle can get sort of complicated. So the reason that, as I mentioned, I couldn't record my first playthrough of this was that it's just really... I was having a lot... I don't have much of a sense of rhythm personally. And you really need that to play this game. And trying to do that while recording was just absolutely impossible for me. At this point, I've played the game enough that a lot of the rhythm is sort of second nature and familiar to me, and I understand a lot more of what's going on in the game. So I'm hopeful that I can do a recording where I say some things, but it'll definitely be quieter, commentary-wise, than if I were playing Dungeon Crawl or something like that. Not that I've played much Dungeon Crawl recently either, but you guys know what I mean. Most of what I do on this channel is fairly heavy on the narration about what I'm thinking and why. Whereas this game forces me to not take my time so much. Anyway, so that's okay. That's the basic idea of the game, except that it isn't. That's not what combat usually looks like. Stuff is much more complicated. You can move around. You see up in the top left. Oh, do I have my mouse cursor? I don't. Okay. Up in the top left, it shows my current weapon is a dagger. My current shovel is just a base shovel. Up in the top right, it shows these diamonds are like the sort of in-game meta progression currency, which doesn't matter because we don't play with that turned on really. And I won't have this many hearts when I start a game. This is the amount that you get for having meta progressed by getting enough diamonds between many runs. But you can play with all the meta progression turned off where every run is self-isolated. The gold meter actually does matter. You collect gold across the course of the run and you use it to buy stuff from shops. The other thing worth noting is at the bottom of the screen, my coin multiplier. It's if you miss a beat or you try to do a thing twice, your coin multiplier resets itself down to 1. And it goes back up to 3 gradually as you kill some monsters. 3 is the highest it can go. It's not the end of the world to miss a beat. Like, coin multiplier is not a humongous deal most of the time. But I find it very hard to get out of the habit of following the beat and intentionally choose to miss a beat. Because sometimes it's the right tactical choice to just do nothing. But I'm so used to doing things on every beat, because most of the time it's important to do that, that I'll definitely miss some chances to intentionally miss a beat. Anyway, so let's get started, I guess. I don't know how much Crypt of the Necrodancer I'm really going to play on channel, but you'll get at least one playthrough here. We'll do one All Zones mode as sort of a warm-up if we end up dying quick, or as the whole episode if we don't. And then if we do die quickly, I don't know, I'll go do today's daily challenge or something. Okay, here we go. So like skeletons, for example, move every 2 turns. And they move towards you. These blue slimes move every 2 turns, and they just move up and down. This red guy moves every turn, which meant I was out of sync with him, so I had to go dig out a wall to slow myself. Oh, I'm off the beat, talking too fast. I had to attack a wall to slow myself down. That black skeleton is like the others, except he has 3 health instead of 1, much more difficult. We picked up a new weapon. I have a cat o' 9 tails with the blood brand, I guess you could say. The feature that the cat o' 9 tails has is that you attack enemies when you walk directly into them or when you move adjacent to them, which is quite handy sometimes. Enemies, when you kill them, they drop gold. The amount they drop is determined by how strong they are and what kind of coin multiplier you have. You can dig through walls, but see this thing on the kind of stony walls are heavier. You need a more powerful shovel to dig through them. Every floor has a single shop. I don't think I want any of this. And so the exit is always guarded by a mini-boss. So that green dragon we fought, he was guarding the exit. We could go down to the exit and leave the floor now, but especially on these early levels, I like to try to squeeze out all the gold that I can by killing all the monsters I can find. Which, in fact, I guess we have done. It is now time to go to the exit. I'm amazed that I was able to spend so much time talking just then. I did a test recording before I started, and like, I could only get a sentence out every minute or 2. Ah, missed a beat. That's what I get for boasting. Sure. Buy some boots. Those give you better armor. Oh, right, and the cat o' 9 tails we have with the blood attribute means every time you kill... Oh, it's not even blood, it's just a normal one. I take it back. If it had been blood, it would have the special attribute that when we kill enough monsters with it, we get... Yeah, I missed the beat there. We get more health back. But that's not the case. Yeah, I'm talking a little bit too much. Unable to keep an eye on the beat. An obsidian dagger, is that... I think I'd rather have the cat. So the obsidian weapons deal an amount of damage. Basically everything with an obsidian type is better the higher your coin multiplier is. So an obsidian... I stepped on a tempo down trap, which is fine. As long as I'm paying attention. Okay, that was awful. I walked right into that stupid minotaur while trying to explain how everything was fine. What even was I saying? Who knows? Oh, that was risky. I almost got killed by that bat. Bats are batty, just like in Dungeon Crawl. They move sort of randomly, and he chose not to move into me, but he could have killed me if he had. I could blow up this thing with a bomb, but I don't want to spend my only bomb on that. It doesn't look like... I'm not dying to go to a shop right now. I might want my bomb for something else. Like, for example, I don't usually go for this, but we're a bit low on health right now, and I'm not playing well, so... And actually, it's not such a bad plan, because I can get this in as well. I'm gonna put this box close to the altar, so that one bomb blows both of them up. And I get my bomb back from the box, that's nice, and the glass armor. So glass items are all, like, very strong, but they break if you take any damage. Glass armor, in particular, makes you invincible, but it breaks if you take any damage. So it's basically like, you get one free hit. Ooh, ham. Yeah, I can buy some ham. The food items give you back more health. Ham is the most powerful, like, just cheese would have been fine. I would still be getting me to full health. So it's kind of a waste of money there, but I didn't like being so low on health. So there's these traps on the floor that do many different... Oh! God damn it. He walked into another trap and bounced back to me. Good thing I bought the glass armor, I guess. The screen is bouncing, so there's a big boss jumping around somewhere. Probably a red dragon. Yeah, there he is. What's in your way, dragon? I can't see what's under you. Ah, bad. You really don't want to fight dragons on... Well, there we go, we're dead. I got myself in a corner there and messed up the tempo. I could have survived. I needed to waste a turn before moving, so I could have like attacked the wall or something. I got the timing messed up. Anyway, you don't want to attack dragons on a horizontal. You want to fight them on a vertical because they can only breathe fire horizontally. So that's a game of Necrodancer. There's like a bunch of characters you can play as. Cadence is sort of the one we're playing now, the basic gameplay mode. Melody, like, you don't get weapons, weapon upgrades, but you start with, I think, a pretty strong weapon, which is one that's like, instead of walking into enemies, you have to walk near them to attack them, and you can't walk into them, so it's a bit of a change of pace. Aria is like quite hard. I don't know. I've won with many of these characters, but not all of them. Aria is quite hard. Definitely have not won with her. It's like if you ever miss a beat or get hit, like you just die. Like it's horrible. I hate Aria. Anyway, okay. Where was he going? Wait, I didn't win with Aria, did I? Why is it offering me... Oh, I've unlocked every character except Coda, so I can do an all characters run. Alright, yeah, we'll just play as Cadence though, and go do the daily challenge, why not? It'll be a terrible performance, but it's not like I compete in these things, so... There's often loot in those little, cordoned off boxes of things, so I like to go into them and look. Monkeys don't hurt you directly, but they sort of like stun you for several turns by jumping on you and making you fight them off. So you try not to get hit by monkeys. So like, you guys saw, by the way, how many times I lost the beat in that last playthrough, and even just at the beginning of this one. Which is like embarrassing. Like I can usually get through like at least all of Zone 1, that is the first 3 levels of the game. Oh, I should leave this guy alive for a sec. He's gonna dig out this shop for me. There we go. Yeah. So I have to pay health for this stuff, but one of the things they're selling is food, so I can just buy one thing for free. Buy the food. Eat the food, and now I got the other thing for free. Anyway, like, this terrible... Oh, got caught by this terrible sense of tempo is from trying to talk while I play. I did in fact get good enough that I can streak. I can somewhat regularly streak several wins. I think my cadence record is like 11 wins or something like that. I don't remember exactly. I'll take it, I guess. No, gross. Can I get a shortcut through here, please? No. I guess through here, though. And it's just like trying to say things while I play is substantially harder than just playing. More so than it is in, say, Crawl, where you just, to say things, you can just play slower. I can't do that here. Okay, I think we're done here. I have a little bit of trouble reading the map, generally. Yeah, we should leave anyway. The music's telling us to go. So monkeys are very fast. There are not a lot of enemies that move as fast as you do and like have no particular drawbacks associated with it. So monkeys are a bit of a maneuvering problem. Ooh. We have an empty heart container now. That's nice. So we still only have 3 actual health. We have room for 4 now. And I have plenty of bombs, so let's see what this shop's all about. Sell an item, no thank you. The shops are color-coded, so in principle I didn't have to go inside that shop to know what it was, but in practice I don't remember what colors all the shops are. All I really know is like the red one is the one where you have to pay blood. Green one is the one where they sell you glass items, but I can't really tell like green from blue in a big hurry, so it doesn't help me to know that. I think the blue is the one where you can buy random items. Do I really have to go the long way? Obsidian torch is a pretty decent item. Like, I don't know. Torches, I guess, are not really all that strong. But I like them. They let you see a bit further and see through walls and stuff. And the obsidian torch, of course, as you can guess, does so based on your coin multiplier. Oh, a glass torch. So this is a torch that lets you see super, super far and also like know telepathically where things are on the level. But it breaks if you ever get hit. Do I want Boots of Strength? Not really. They give you +1 damage to all attacks, but 2 damage is plenty. And I'd rather save the money for like maybe I can get something good in the future. Should not have dug through here, doesn't really matter, we still have plenty of time. I could go bomb that altar to the southwest, but I'm not going to. Yeah, so now you can see the advantage of the glass torch. Like, I can see everything all over the place. Including that potion in the middle area, which is very nice. I would be able to spot that anyway, because they're always... Okay, there's a dragon to the southeast. The potions are always surrounded by, like, these big, square areas. Potion is... Oops. What hit me? Not sure. Potion is basically an extra life. When you die, you come back to life with full health. They're pretty rare, but of course this is the daily challenge, so everyone else got the potion too. There we go, I hate those red cats. Yellow skeletons have 2 health. We talked about black ones earlier, they have 3. Yellows are sort of in the middle. When a skeleton is reduced to exactly 1 health, instead of attacking you, it starts running away from where you last hit it. Which can be a surprise if you're not expecting it, but of course you should be, because enemies are all quite predictable. Ooh, if I had the Boots of Strength, maybe. Yes, please. So the Ring of Luck makes better items appear on the ground. Actually, you know, I should have gotten the Boots of Strength, because 3 attack is enough to break barrels and boxes without needing to use a bomb on them. Alright, the red dragon is awake now, and he's coming for us. So, like many enemies, but of course not all, the red dragon, or all dragons, get to move only once every 2 turns, and so you can practice a sort of kiting with them, as long as you don't let them breathe fire on you. I guess we're all set to go. Let's eat this apple. Alright, our first boss. Every 3 floors, there's a boss. This guy is Coral Riff. They all have sort of music-punned names, of course. He summons a few little instruments to attack you, and once you've defeated them all, he himself comes to get you. And part of the challenge is that the place turns into all watery and stuff. But you can disperse water by jumping in and jumping back out, so it's not like usually a big deal. And just like the other bosses we were talking about, Coral Rift moves only once every 2 turns. So you just have to find the right timing to jump in there and get him. If you can defeat a boss without losing your coin multiplier, either by missing a beat or taking damage, you are offered treasure. And I can... Purple is often the best. It's like magical items. But black is equipment items, like weapons and armor, which we can sort of use. I don't know, I'll go with purple. Ugh. I don't want to replace my ring, exactly. But I maybe should? I'm really bad at using Ring of Courage, and I think I'll be even worse trying to talk about it. Ring of Courage gives you +1 damage, and anytime you kill an enemy, you actually move forward with that attack and become invincible. Actually, I think with the titanium cat... Oh, whoa! It moves you forward... Oh, this is a disaster. I am now learning how this item works. Oh, wow. Okay. So, see, we attack that mushroom and continue to move forward straight into it. Which normally would not happen, of course. Which is fine. I was prepared for that. What I didn't realize is that if you use the cat to do sort of a side swipe attack, the Ring of Courage still propels you forward, even further forward than the step you actually took. I was not aware that moving 2 tiles at once was a thing that would happen to me as a result of taking this item, and I don't like it very much. Oh, an obsidian broadsword. I'll take it. So broadswords attack a 3-tile area in front of you. And because it's obsidian, of course, the damage it does is based on my coin multiplier. This should sell me a random item? Yeah. I don't really have much money. I'll just take some body armor. Fine. So Obsidian Broadsword is a very powerful, like, I guess you could say beginner weapon? As long as you can keep the beat up at all, it's quite powerful, and the broadsword makes it much more forgiving in terms of positioning. And I'm playing like a beginner while I explain what I'm up to, so I have no shame in taking that item. especially with the Ring of Courage completely messing up how my movement is. Like, I'm not moving the way I usually, the way I feel like I'm used to. Just to say that the way you normally move. Something in there messed up my coin multiplier. I didn't really notice what I did wrong. Where's the shop? I do like to try to find a shop on those levels. Alright, well, it's not the best torch, but it's decent. Pacemaker. I always forget to use these. Ooh. Well, I want this. Not so sure about the Boots of Pain. They're very powerful. They basically mean if you move towards an enemy, you deal 3 damage to them. If you move towards them, but, like, you move from not adjacent to them to adjacent to them, like, while moving directly at them. I'm trying to figure out, like, how that combos with my Obsidian Sword and my Ring of Courage, and I think I'm gonna pass. Just get out of here. So there, the dragon attacked me, but because I had just killed the golem on the previous turn, the Ring of Courage protected me from the attack. Which is why I felt safe, just like sort of. Oh! So that Wind Mage got me there. What kind of trap is that? I'm gonna leave it alone. The Wind Mages are like skeletons, except that if you are they can also attack you from 2 tiles away, and the attack that they use is one that instead of dealing damage sort of pushes you or pulls you towards them. And so I got sort of carried away there and pulled into another enemy. I will take a Crown of Thorns, though. Another good item if you're a bad player like me. If you can look, see in the top left, it had 7 kills. That means every time we kill n amount of monsters, which right now is at 7. It's a countdown timer too. The next time you get free health, FREE, you get health for free. Not you get like 3 hearts or something. Every time you kill some number of monsters, you get half a heart back. Alright, we're done with the second zone, and we're on to the boss of the second zone. God, I hate these tricky knights. So this is a chess-themed boss, of course. And like, I reliably make at least 1 mistake in there. It shouldn't be hard, but having to do it quickly is like, I have trouble. So this place is all about like environmental hazards, kind of. It's like fire and ice. There's a fire half of the level and an ice half of the level. Ice. Slip on if you what? If you walk on ice, then you slip. And you can't turn until you're done sliding across all the ice that's there. And if you try to move while you're slipping on ice, the move doesn't work, and also you lose your coin multiplier for not being aware of what was going on. Ooh, thank you. So that will make us invincible to the next attack we take. Oh, whoops. There we go. That was it. Forget it. Made us invincible to the next attack and froze all the enemies on the level when that happened. But I just... God, I just, like, slid into an imp while explaining to you guys how ice works. I saw a sparkle around here. Here it is. Have I already been to the shop? No, I walked by it but didn't go in. I guess I have enough bombs. We'll see what this is about. And no thanks. It's clearly a better item than the one that I have, but I'm not in the right frame of mind to use it well. And the one I have has the benefit of being simple at least. Sure, whatever. Oh, and lead boots. That'll help with the ice everywhere. So ice, if you walk on it, you slip. Fire, if you're standing on it and you don't move, you take damage. So now we don't slip anymore because of the lead boots. Alright, the exit's down there to the southwest. That's why I bought the compass. You can hear her, like, go, ow, when you step on fire. It doesn't hurt, but if you stand still, it will. Oh, I never did tell you guys about the pacemaker that we have. So the story of this game is that, like, an evil necromancer has stolen your heart and enchanted it so that it only beats to the rhythm. Something like that. You can use a pacemaker to give yourself... Oops. Oops. I gotta get out of here. To give yourself 20 seconds of... God, that's so bad. Of playing without having to worry about the beat. Which is, like, very useful if you need a minute to think. But I always forget to use it. And I predict that that will happen in this game as well. Sure. Whoa! Killing the imp freed up the jelly and got me all confused. I wasn't expecting the jelly to move. So I was all flustered. I would love to get back to full health by killing all these guys. So, I don't know if you've noticed yet, the way that imps move is that if you're moving towards them, then they move away from you. And if you're moving away from them, then they move towards you. It's the way to lure them close enough to attack when you're ready. Transmogrify an item. No, I'm pretty happy with my items. Is to, like, walk away from them and then make some move that doesn't actually change your position, like digging up against a wall or attacking an enemy or something. And then they'll remember that, oh yeah, your last move was walking away from me. And they'll come chase you down. It's very difficult to chase them down, because they just try to walk away. What do we have in here? Heavy plate. Well, I can't afford that. I really would love it, though. Can I kill the shopkeeper? Probably not. It's a thing you can do, but you need particular items, and also I'm not any good at it. bad. I need to get these guys a little bit more isolated. Alright, we're doing very poorly on health. I suppose we do have a potion, so that's something. That guy confused me. He jumped over a trap and like, oh, we died. We used up our potion. I just needed to get to that cheese. And then we wouldn't have died. I would have been able to eat the cheese. Okay, well I guess there's not much point in farming enemies for heals now because we're full health. Yeah, I don't want any of that stuff, thank you very much. Would I rather have cheese or a pacemaker? I guess a pacemaker. Even though I'll forget to use it. Death metal, his main thing is he has a very fast beat. Oh my gosh, that was a pretty bad start. Yep, okay, great, we died. Huh. Okay, so there you go, that's Crypt the Necrodancer. There are 4 total zones. We had just finished the 3rd one. Or would have finished if we got through this boss. There's a 4th zone, and then another boss, and then the final boss. I don't think I'm going to upload any more of this, unless I get people saying like, oh, we love this, please record more. It's pretty tough to play while talking, let me tell you. I'm pleased to have gotten as far as this, even though normally I would be shocked to do this badly playing just for myself. But I wanted to share this with you guys. If you like roguelikes but are looking for something a little bit different, I think this definitely qualifies. It's a lot of fun. The music's very catchy, written by Danny Baranowski, mostly, I think. The guy who did the music for like Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac. Lots of cool indie games with great soundtracks. And this is one of them. So, return to lobby. So, you know, if you're interested, give it a try. And that's going to do it. We are done with this episode, and probably, I think, this series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.